Hello and welcome to Wilson's World Afcon Daily, episode 3, as we look back on day 2 of the action and look ahead to the third day. Day 2, a really good day, 3 really engaging games, but the headline was Mohamed Salah, who probably had more to prove than anybody else in this tournament, scoring the winner as Egypt came from behind to beat Zimbabwe. Now Egypt began this game pretty well. First 15 minutes it looked like they could be out of sight by half time. But Zimbabwe dug in, looked really dangerous on the break, took the lead through Prince Dube, really nice turn, low shot. And you saw Egypt begin to wobble then. That 2 at the back of midfield didn't look entirely comfortable, perhaps not getting quite the support they could do with the line of 3 creators. The change that was made just before half-time, Omar Mamouche, who had started centre-forward, dropping deep as Emam Ashur was forced off. Mustafa Mohamed came on, he went to centre-forward. And Mamouche looked far more dangerous and had a slightly more deeper lying role. And it was from that position that he got the equaliser in the second half, bursting through in the left side of the box and then from a narrow angle lashing the ball into the roof of the net. Zimbabwe were getting deeper and deeper, struggling to break out with the same frequency. But then in the last minute, just as it looked like they were going to hold on for a draw, Mohamed Salah ghosted in from the right, knocked down to him. Really nice, neat, sharp finish. And that's Egypt starting with a 2-1 win. Which actually, in terms of topping the group, which is important in as much as that will keep them in Agadir through to the last 16 in the quarter-final. But this was really quite important because we'd seen early in the day South Africa looking pretty good and Angola looking pretty good in South Africa's 2-1 win in that game. Oswanapolis put South Africa ahead in the first half. Shao touched in a free kick to equalise before half-time. Not a case of him necessarily overpowering South Africa, which I think had been a fear, the relative lack of height, lack of physicality in the South Africa side. He just got across the near post to touch in a free kick across the box. But then the arrival of Shepang Moremi at half-time really improved South Africa, and they won the game with a lovely Lyle Foster strike, a nice curler from outside the box. So 2-1 wins for both South Africa and Egypt in Group B. Early in the day, we had Group A, where Zambia got a last-minute, or an injury-time, equaliser to draw with Mali. And I'm afraid Mali falling into the same trap they so often do, that they regularly get themselves in good positions and can't quite get it over the line. They looked the better side. They missed a penalty through Al-Bilal Toure. Really good save down to his left by Willard Mwanza. And even then, Mali took the lead through Lassine Sneoko in early-ish in the second half, just after the hour mark. And they didn't look in any trouble at that point. Zambia hadn't created anything. Then at the last 20 minutes, they began to press forward. Mali really rocked, and Patson Daka, in the end, equalises with a diving header. So that's the group that Morocco are top of, having won 2-0 against Comoros yesterday. So still plenty to play for there, but Morocco really should now be fairly comfortable going through in first place, which will keep them in Rabat. Coming up tomorrow, we've got 4 games. 5:30, Nigeria get underway against Tanzania. Nigeria have had all the familiar chaos. Eric Shell, their coach, hasn't been paid for 3 months. They had a bonus row last month. Familiar thing. Their captain, William Troost Ekong, stood down last month. Surprise retirement. Wilfred Ndidi's taken over. Ola Aina missing at right back. And that could be a bit of a problem because his obvious backup, Benjamin Frederick, is also missing. So that's disruption to a back four which had looked pretty solid. Tanzania probably aren't going to put them under too much pressure. So Nigeria should get off to a fairly comfortable win. The other game in Group C, Tunisia versus Uganda, 8 p.m. UK time. Sami Trabelsi, the coach of Tunisia, is under a little bit of pressure after a group stage exit at the Arab Cup. Not a lot of creativity in that side either, to be honest, and that could be the problem in this group. Uganda, they're also shorter goals, I think, is the way you put it. They're coached by Paul Putty. You may remember doing very well with Burkina Faso, a decade or so ago now. And he's been all around the block. He's been in Guinea, he's been in Kenya, he's been in Congo. I think was it in Jordan as well, I think. I think the focus for Uganda really will be the derby against Tanzania later in the group, and they'll probably be, whoever wins that would go through as a best third place team. So it should be Nigeria and Tunisia going through from that group. And earlier in the day we got Group D, 12:30, the early kickoff UK time. DR Congo against Benin. DR Congo, who, a bit like Mali, keep getting themselves in a good position, not quite being able to follow through. They're in the interconfederational playoff for the World Cup in March, assuming that is Nigeria's appeal doesn't work, which it may do. They're very solid at the back. No Siddiqui, incredible engine in front of that back four, so I think they'll be very hard to break down. Their problem could be Johan Wissa, who's just come back from injury for Newcastle. He's not in the squad, and they have looked a bit short of spark up front without him, which is something we seem to be saying a lot in this tournament. Benin, their opponents, I mean, I think they really, they could get something from this game. They pushed South Africa and Nigeria very close to World Cup qualifying. Countries just coming off the back of the coup attempt against the President Patrice Talon, which you never quite know how that'll work. It can be a bonding experience for the players. It can be very disruptive. But if that doesn't make too much difference, you'd say that Gunnar Röhr, the German coach, he's very good at setting up a team not to concede. So I think this could be quite tight, quite cagey. Two big physical sides. Benin like to play quite direct as well, but I'm not sure that that's really going to get a lot of joy against DRC. Then it's 3 p.m. UK time. We've got Senegal, who are probably the best hope of the sub-Saharan African teams for a winner in this tournament. They're playing Botswana, who are the lowest ranked side in the tournament. So they will be looking for a comfortable win to get underway. So plenty to look forward to tomorrow. Enjoy the games, and we'll see you next time on Wilson's World Afcon Daily. Thanks for listening.